For me, if I'm asked now, we go into phases in this program. Phase one, want to deal now with the infrastructure. I want us to do all these things we are talking about. We go to phase one, we say, and NCDF as a board can now accommodate one representative from the ICT. That representative, the same way the board functions with the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Treasury, will be the representative who comes and briefs ICT. That is my opinion, though. You can, but if I was presenting to the president, that is how I'll break it down. And I'll say, because this is being funded by national government through NCDF, we now go and ask ourselves, what is the role of members of parliament? Which now NCDF will be the ones monitoring members of parliament. Your member is there and saying, have you built the infrastructure that we need to now start the software, which is now the programs and all that. When we are done with that, we come and ask ourselves, through the same NCDF board, let them do these things of managers and but at that time now you lie us on how we want to do it. Then all you come to members of parliament with is that we are sending a manager. Don't tell us here how you are. At that time when it arrives, I will call NCGDF board and be pushing them. We need a manager at the Gitume Center. It now becomes your work together.
We are encouraging members. We are encouraging members to put up the hubs first. And the hubs are named. They are 1,450 based on what? Anything extra is welcome. But of course, 1,450 is the number. So why are we still getting lost? We don't want to get lost. Any project which we have is always having a PMC. And this PMC are the people who implement. Because this is it's like constructing a class anyway, but in a very special way. You know, like you are like building administration block. You are going to build. But what we want is we separate the two. From implementing until handing over to ICT. ICT can decide to do what they want to do, to either to equip or just leave it that way. But we shall have done our part. What we want is you to facilitate us to make sure that we are doing the right thing by creating that hub. Once the hub is in place, bring now the team to do the business.
You know, the Ministry of ICT continues to sometimes give the impression that there is fiber connectivity to sub-county headquarters. So every other time, when they report, they say, okay, we are going to drop a fiber there, there's going to be internet. We want to take it to the world level. And if that is put in plan, then this project is going to collapse. Because the truth is, internet connectivity, even to the county headquarters, is not working. It is actually to the county headquarters, forget about even sub-counties. The last time we tried something like this, you remember, even when Telkom was trying to do it, we failed terribly because of internet connectivity. So I'm only hoping, Chair, that in the overall plan, we will adopt. Like now, we have satellite internet, that it's actually a do-it-yourself. The ICT guys don't. Like now, Starlink are giving in a kit. I can actually work with my internet anywhere. I only need a power connection. So, and I think that would work very well. Even in areas where there is no electricity, they can do a bit of solar, just power. Today, without Starlink, and you will experience very good speeds. And share me, I'm saying this because I've tried it now at home. It is just a simple kit. you can install it, you don't even need a technician. It's almost like DSTV.
The most critical bit is the element of solar. Solar. Can we have, in terms of the basics that we are looking at, we do a provision for solar, particularly in some of our more solarized places. Yeah, we have more sun than any other source, and relying on Kenya Power plus its attendant costs and all that, sometimes it becomes a bit difficult in terms of the current cost.
I think the solar issue has been answered. You saw it on the presentation. It's an option that is available. It's not an option, it's a requirement. And I support Honorable. Actually, we argued with the engineer during the last meeting. I told him, why are you giving options? Why don't you give one thing? Because the spirit of the whole of this thing is about standardizing. That's why these guidelines are coming. Because if it was not standardizing, wouldn't have bothered with guidelines. Would have asked everybody, do what you can, avail the rule. But because of standardizing and making sure things are running in a formal way, that's why we're doing the guidelines. So we take that as input. Now, regarding internet, equipping and everything, that's the work of ICT as a department. That's our requirement. And even in the places you're saying the sub-counties don't have power currently, my colleague, the director, is actually in a meeting which is actually discussing last mile connectivity through Kenya Power. So that is already in place. Maybe by the time you finish, because much of it, the surveys, the designs have already been done. Much of it now is just deployment, and it's going to be happening. So we are going to light up the Kenya Power fiber, and there's also discussion of taking advantage of the Kenya pipeline.
Many of you as possible a chance. So we are doing three things. Yeah. Number one, we are working with members of parliament to make sure that we have ICT hubs constructed. Number two, as government of Kenya, using Kenya Power and the ICTA and the Ministry of ICT, we want to deploy internet to make sure that the internet you're using is fast enough, it is reliable, and can give you the best possible opportunity.
Wacha mimi nirudie tena kwa mara nyingine, niseme asante sana kwa kura zenu.
On scope, budget and timelines, providing strategic corrections and resolving issues that may arise when we're implementing the project. They will also do resource mobilization for the project. Under the build phase, this is where the third committee comes in, that is the project implementation committee. So, and this is the committee that will be doing a lot of heavy works or heavy lifting, where the committee will be responsible for overseeing the project construction, and the committee will be appointed by the principal secretary from the State Department of ICT and Digital Economy, and it will also have representation from different stakeholders, key among them being ICT Authority, Communications Authority, Postal Corporation, CONSA, State Department of Defense, State Department for Public Works, National Treasury, Council of Governors, NGCDF Board, NGCDF Committee, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and other key stakeholders that we may identify as roll out the project. So, this team will have a number of responsibilities. One will be they will participate in the construction, that is inspecting the constructed buildings, and they will ensure the project adheres to its goals, scope, and timelines. They will also monitor